When it comes to lifting your old off-road rigs, there's a ton of options, especially when it comes down to these old Toyota pickups. You can solid axle swap it like my truck, you could put some simple ball joint spacers in, or install a drop bracket lift.
What is going on, guys? Today we are back and we are working on Brian's 1991 Toyota pickup. Now you've seen this thing in, I think, one video before, two videos before out wheeling, and yeah, we picked up a complete rough country drop bracket lift from this thing. That lift used to be in Skylar's truck. You know Skylar's truck because it's the diesel swapped Toyota pickup, but he solid axle swapped, so Brian's taking advantage of it. We're gonna start by just removing all of the IFS, probably putting a layer of Pour 15 on the frame, making it look all nice and minty, and then bolting everything back up. Alright, so as you can see, most of the IFS is out of this thing now. It's just one more cam bolt and then the whole factory cradle should drop down. And then we're ready to put the IFS drop bracket lift cradle in and start bolting everything back up. Whew, that's awesome. Alright, so last time we worked on this thing, we worked it till about midnight and got here. As you can see, it's lifted. We got to put the hubs and everything on, we got to tighten everything down and just make sure it's all good. But yeah, we're getting there. Should be back on its wheels in a couple hours here. Okay, so the lift kit install is officially done. So now it's time to jack it up a little bit and throw the tires on and see where she sits. Okay, the tires are back on, the jacks are away. Time to lower it and see how it looks. Yeah. It is dang close to the height of ours. It just without the tires, yeah. Doesn't this thing look awesome? I mean, it's a little bit goofy right now, obviously. It's leaning like crazy. It's got tiny little tires on it, both of which are going to be fixed soon. Brian's coming back tomorrow. We're going to put the rear lift in, and then, yeah, she's ready for an alignment. Okay, we are back on day 3 working on the drop bracket lift for Brian's pickup. Now, when I say day 3, I don't mean like we've been working 3 days straight on it. The last 2 days have been pretty much half days. Just so you don't think that this took like freaking 20 hours to do this lift. But yeah, this is the 3rd and final day. Well, we got all the U-bolts and stuff off, and then realized Brian actually picked up the wrong blocks. So it looks like we'll check in yet another day. Okay, and it's the last real night of working on this thing. We got the right lift blocks and U-bolts. So yeah, the rear's getting lifted. It shouldn't take that long because we already pulled the shocks, the U-bolts, and everything yesterday, so that we can just slap it all in today. Remember how yesterday I was like, oh, we finally got the blocks, we finally got all the parts, we can finally get this thing back on its wheels. Well, we ran into another snag. The U-bolts were too short, but it is yet another day, and we got the right U-bolts. So today is actually for real the day we put this thing back on its wheels, back on the ground, and see what it looks like with its new height. Alright, So the blocks are in, the new U-bolts are in, the new shocks are in, and it's time to bring it down to its new ride height. So Brian, hit the jack. And there you have it. It actually looks pretty, actually it still looks a little taller in the rear than it does in the front. Something else you want to keep in mind when you're lifting these trucks is you're going to need extended brake lines. When the axle drops, the tension is so tight on this, it's like a guitar string. So, got some longer ones from Trail Gear that I'm throwing in now. Hey guys, just a heads up, if you like what you see and want to support my channel, head over to www.Dirt.Garage.ca and pick up one of our new stickers. It's the easiest way to show your support and it means a heck of a lot to us. Anyways, let's get back to the video. What do you think of how it is now with the rough country lift versus how it was before?
Oh man, I love it. Considering I bought it bone stock and what it is now, much better. Way smoother, new shocks all around compared to the old shot ones that were in there before. And extra ground clearance. Now we just got to get some bigger tires on it and we'll be good to go. I love the look. It looks way more aggressive than it did before. The extra height just adds so much more. I love it. So I'm going to put 35-inch tires on it. I haven't decided which ones yet, but pretty soon here she'll be getting a nice new upgrade again.
So yeah, the stance on this truck looks incredible. Way better than it did before. I just rode in it and it rides actually really good. Very close to stock, if not better than stock, just because it's not as clapped out as stock. I highly recommend these drop bracket lifts. I know a lot of people don't, but you keep your suspension geometry. I think it rides pretty much the same as stock. I don't think it's any weaker than stock, in my opinion. So this build is a little bit different than like me, Corey, Boy Skylar, as it's not a rock crawler and probably will never be. Hopefully, probably, maybe will be one day. But what else do you guys want to see done with this truck? Now, it's mostly just a backroads cruiser, hunting, fishing, camping, you know, just a reliable backwoods rig. In summary, as I said, I do actually recommend that lift. Not everybody needs the solid axle swap and the big tires because they're not chasing rocks. They're not wheeling. They don't need the crazy flex. Heck, I don't need it most of the time. And choosing a lift really boils down to what you're going to use it for. Brian, the drop bracket lift is absolutely perfect. Honestly, he probably could have got away with the cheaper ball joint spacer lift, but the price was right on that rough country lift, so we threw it in anyways. And honestly, he's hanging out with us, so he's probably going to start wanting it to be bigger anyways. Something else I should add is in this video we got new brake lines and we got new rear blocks and U-bolts and stuff. Now, if you bought the kit full out, you wouldn't need to source this stuff. We did because we got a used lift kit and it didn't come with that stuff. Anyways guys, that about wraps it up for this week's video. If you like the stuff, please remember to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hey, if you want a sticker for your rig, make sure you check out www.Dirt.Garage.ca. Show your support, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.